did. I think he got 56 that night.
21 points for Barkley. Weber from out front comes to the key. He'll hit the shot. And they seesaw back and forth. KJ right side. Warriors by 1. Under 2 minutes left in the opening quarter. It's been all offense. Out to Barkley. Fake the 3. Wants to shoot it again. Got it. Shazam! What a shot. What a burger. Sends $50 to Suns charities, and Barkley's been unbelievable. Mullen from the corner. He'll sink a 3, and we're seeing it all here in this first period.
I tell you, they're both unbelievable. The Warrior team and Barkley.
A minute 22 remaining first quarter. 39-38. Golden State. Here's KJ. Back to AC Green. Green over on the right now to Kevin Johnson. Weber playing him. KJ will drive. Bounce it to Ceballos, and he scores. Heads-up play by Kevin Johnson.
Nice penetration by KJ. Good finish by Seth.
Suns have scored 40 points. They lead 40-39. Gatling out to Mullen. Mullen at three-point range to Sprewell. Sprewell go to the right side. Sprewell goes down. And we're going to get a timeout called here. Flagrant foul is going to be called. We'll tell you about it when we come back.
Terrible call by Mike Mathis. Terrible call.
55 seconds left, opening quarter, back after the full timeout.
It's just plain smart.
Yeah. Well, a moment ago, a flagrant foul was called on KJ by referee Mike Mathis. Well, a little questionable, I would have to say.
Well, KJ got him up around the shoulder because he got beat on the play. He was going to take a foul, but not a flagrant foul. First of all, Sprewell's not very big. KJ not very big. Wasn't trying to hurt anybody. Again, I go back to those things when you give the official the judgment, whether something's flagrant or not. They're going to call a lot of things you don't agree with. Charles Barkley, just unbelievable first quarter.
He has 3 three-point field goals. He has 27 points. With 55 seconds remaining in the quarter, Suns lead by 1, but Sprewell will be going to the free throw line to shoot 2, and then the Warriors will have the ball with a new shot clock. Frank Johnson into the Phoenix lineup with Barkley, Marley, AC Green, and Ceballos. Sprewell with Jeff Grayer now checking in with Weber, Avery Johnson, and Chris Mullen. And Sprewell will have 2 free throws here. Flagrant foul against the Suns' Kevin Johnson.
We'll have to watch from now on to see how consistent the officials will be on the flagrant foul. If they're going to make a call like that, and some of these hard fouls when these guys take it to the basket, they're going to have to look pretty close.
Sprewell's first free throw is not good. The second is. That will tie the game at 40 apiece. And Golden State will have possession. Suns, of course, lead this series 2-0. It's a best of 5. Inbound Avery Johnson. Frank Johnson for the Suns defense against him. To Weber. Bounce it back to Avery Johnson. Out of Mullen at three-point range. The lob goes into Weber. Weber holds, waits. Weber tries to swing loose. Grayer, baseline, 10-footer. In and out and in. It's good.
Yeah, I believe they got some soft rims in this building. Everything that touches the rim goes in.
42-40. Warriors on top. Frank Johnson against Golden State's Avery Johnson. Frank Johnson still on the dribble now. Backs away. Starts to drive left side. Keeps coming. Feeds AC Green in the corner. 18-footer's not going to go. Rebounded by Jeff Grayer of Golden State. Off to Sprewell. 20 seconds left first quarter. Sprewell against Ceballos right now. Warriors spread out the court. They want the last shot. Comes out to Avery Johnson. A dozen seconds to put it up. That's the time remaining in the first quarter. Down to 8. Avery Johnson driving left of the key. Out to Mullen. He's the guy. 20-footer. Off no good. AC Green's fouled. Grayer just grabbed him, pushed him to the side. Grayer picks up the foul, and AC Green will come down to the Phoenix free throw line.
Well, anybody dealing with AC Green when it comes to the backboard has to work hard to screen him off, keep him off the boards. That time, Jeff Grayer trying to get to the basket himself to get an offensive rebound and lay it in. He had to hold him.
Oliver Miller comes in. Barkley comes out. What a first quarter for Sir Charles. 27 points. Did not miss a shot. 11 for 11 from the field. 3 three-pointers and 2 for 2 from the line.
And the only layup was a sensational follow-up he had on a fast break by Ceballos that he threw down.
AC Green gets the first free throw. It has been all offense, all scoring in this first quarter. Nobody's really had the advantage. A.C. Green's next free throw good. That will tie the score at 42. Barkley's 27 points equals the second most in a quarter in a playoff game in history. Here's Avery Johnson throwing a shot up from backcourt. No good. And the first quarter ends. They're all even, just the way we started the game. Suns 42, Golden State 42. Second quarter coming right up.
You can project light in any direction, but unless it's focused, you can't see clearly.
Tie time. In Utah clinch, Spurs Jazz tomorrow at 10:30. But first, will Atlanta get burned in Miami? Hawks Heat tomorrow at 8 on
TNT.
With my head off.
Along with Cotton Fitzsimmons, I'm Al McCoy here at the Oakland Coliseum. We'll go to the second quarter, game 3 of this playoff series, all tied up 42-42, and the crowd talking about the offense. Warriors shoot 72% from the field. The Suns 58%. Suns perfect 11 out of 11 from the free throw line. Golden State 2 of 3, and then there's Sir Charles.
Well, Sir Charles put on a whole quarter himself. I mean, he was just unbelievable in that quarter. He had every type of shot that he has in his arsenal. He was just sensational. Al, I asked Mike Mathis between periods why the flagrant foul. He said not only did he get him in the shoulder, but he also threw him down.
The 84 points scored by these two teams equals the most by two playoff teams in the first quarter in NBA playoff history. The Warriors with possession. Avery Johnson, Weber, Mullins, Sprewell, Jeff Grayer out there for Coach Don Nelson. Sprewell on the drive. Shot good. High arcing shot. And he had to put it up over Oliver Miller. Miller's in there with Barkley, A.C. Green, Danny Ainge, and Kevin Johnson. Now Miller posting up. Weber with him defensively. Miller turns. Now gets it back out to Ainge. Over to A.C. Green. Green on the perimeter. Grayer defending against Barkley. Out to Ainge. 7 seconds on the Phoenix shot clock. Ainge goes to Barkley with the lob. Better hurry. He moves inside. His shot won't go. His first miss, but he got his rebound. Followed and scored.
Well, he had to shoot it because of the 24-second clock double pump, but he went back and got it anyway.
And that is 29 points for Barkley. Here's Mullen, 18-footer straight away. He buries it. Mullen had a big game in game 2, particularly with his 19-point third quarter. But, of course, the Suns won the first 2 games of this series. 46-44, Golden State leading. We're just into the second stanza. Oliver Miller, the lob for Barkley, gets it low. Shot won't go. On the rebound, Barkley again won't go. Barkley again will go. Sir Charles.
Barkley just wearing them out like a yo-yo.
31 points for Barkley. We're just into the second quarter. Here's Graham, and it's blocked by Oliver Miller. Miller got the block on the play for the Suns. To Barkley. Lob it underneath for Green. He'll score. Count it. He's fouled by Sprewell.
AC doing what he does best when he doesn't have the basketball on rebound. He runs the floor, and he runs normally the middle of the floor. He goes right down the middle to the basket in the lane, and Oliver Miller's block triggered that fast break. That was 2 points for certain if Miller doesn't get up there and block the shot, and Barkley handled the middle like he was a point guard.
Chris Gatling returning for Golden State here early in the second quarter. And A.C. Green at the free throw line. Nice fast break executed by the Suns, and those blocked shots usually pay dividends.
They certainly do, and the Suns handled that one perfectly.
Suns lead it by 3. Here is Sprewell against Ainge from the baseline. The jumper won't go. Foul is on Ainge. And can we safely say that Don Nelson's offense now will be directed at the Suns' Danny Ainge?
I would think so, except he just made a substitution. That will get Danny Ainge off of Sprewell. KJ will go back now and cover Sprewell because he took Avery Johnson out.
Billy Owens came into the Golden State lineup. Here's Sprewell's first free throw good. We're just in the second quarter. A 49-47 Phoenix lead, and Sprewell waiting with one more free throw. 10:26 is the time remaining here in the first half. In case you just joined us, we saw an offensive fair in the first 12 minutes. Sprewell gets the 2 free throws. 49-48 Suns. Kevin Johnson comes down the left side. Sprewell meeting him defensively. Ball goes to Miller. Miller to high post left of the key. Bounce pass out to Danny Ainge. Ainge with the lob low for Barkley. Barkley makes the catch against Gray. Barkley backing down. Here he comes in the lane for the shot. He bounces around and won't go. Rebound is salvaged by Gatling. Warrior possession up to Sprewell. Left side, corner, Mullins gets to the three. Good for Mullins for three.
Oh, my. We are seeing some kind of offensive show tonight.
51-49. Golden State regains the lead on Mullins' super shot. Now Barkley, left side. Again, Jeff Grayer, the defensive assignment right now. Barkley turns in deep. They converge defensively. Ball is knocked away, and Gatling tips it over to Sprewell. Warriors have it on the defensive play. Again, Mullen doesn't take the shot this time. Holds on in front, and now we're going to get a foul called on Danny Ainge, his second.
Barkley thought he was fouled on the last play, didn't get the call. He let Billy Oates know about it, and he just got a technical foul.
Timeout with 9:29 till halftime. Golden State 51, Suns 49. We'll be right back.
Americans have a to-do list a mile long. Like save the planet.
New Bright Guard Pure Power Clear Gel. An astoundingly clear gel. Thus, it goes on clear without any flaky white stuff, protecting one powerfully. For when it comes to protection, one shouldn't mess around. New Bright Guard Clear Gel. Anything less would be uncivilized.
The Reebok Halftime Report is brought to you by Reebok, to remind you that on Planet Reebok, there are no rules.
They have played 24 minutes, and they've taken a heck of a lot of shots. Phoenix with a 1-point lead over Golden State. This is the Reebok Halftime Report. I'm Ernie Johnson. This is Fred Carter. We know Paul Westphal is at that game. It's almost like Paul Westhead has snuck into the building, too, with that old Nugget thing where you give up a lot of points. You know, the first game of the night was 83-83 at the end of regulation. This one is 74-73. Your thoughts?
EJ, you and I could have scored in that game out there today.
You're getting carried away. But it's something else. I mean, what do you do? There's no defense being played out here.
No, there's not any defense being played. And that's in Western Conference basketball sometimes is that way where you just go up and down the floor. Last team has the basketball probably win the game.
Eastern Conference kicked off our doubleheader. And, folks, if you missed this thing, you should be kicking yourselves with a 74-73 lead over Golden State, and they're only at the break. Tomorrow night here on TNT, we'll tip off a doubleheader with Atlanta and Miami. Game 4, a chance for the Heat to knock out the #1 seed in the East, the Atlanta Hawks. So far in the first 3 games, Atlanta opened up at home, losing 93-88, came back in that big bench-clearing game and won 104-86 with Dwayne Farrell scoring 23 off the Pines. Last night, they went to Miami, or Game 3, 90-86, and it was the Heat winning. Steve Smith again, 25 points. Kevin Willis, 0 for 8 from... Welcome back to the Reebok Halftime Report with Fred Carter. You've coached Charles Barkley. You've coached against Charles Barkley. How do you stop Charles Barkley?
Well, actually, you don't stop at Charles Barkley, but what you have to do is you have to double-team him. You have to take the ball out of his hands. And as you watch here, normally you coach against Charles Barkley, you'll bring this man right to the top of the foul line there, take the ball out of his hands, have this guy slide in the lane, this guy slide in the lane. There's no passes in the lane. But what happens, Don Nelson elects not to double-team Charles. He'll get 60 points on you.
He's working on Byron Houston there, and Byron is in need of some divine intervention when you're going up against Charles. 38 points in the first quarter, in the first half rather, 27 points in the first quarter, which was too shy of the NBA playoff record set by Sleepy Floyd, who had 29. And I'm telling you what, it was an amazing thing to watch. You'll be back with us tomorrow night. You can't wait. Obviously.
I can't wait.
The excitement is just jumping off of you. Fred Carter, our guest tonight here on TNT. The third period just ahead from Oakland, where it's 74-73. Do not adjust your sets.
Order fitted at iMagnet, and you'll find me shopping at the Clothery. Reminder, both located at beautiful Biltmore Fashion Park, 24th Street and Camelback in Phoenix. An amazing first half of NBA playoff basketball, Cotton.
Just outstanding. Suns 29 of 47, 54%. They hit their free throws, 17 out of 20. And the Warriors, unbelievable, 27 of 50, 62%.
And the Warriors had 6 3-point field goals. Latrell Sprewell, 3 for 3 from 3-point range. Chris Mullin, 3 of 4. But you have to talk about the first half performance of Charles Barkley.
Just unbelievable. Charles started out with 11 for 11. When he missed his first shot, the Suns threw him the ball so late on the 24-second clock, he had to just force a shot up. He wasn't satisfied. He went back after it and stuck it in.
I said amazing. That's what it was. 74-73 Suns. We'll be back with the start of the second half right after these messages.
Phoenix Suns basketball is brought to you in part by Checker Auto Parts and by Southwest Airlines. It's just plain smart. 15 years ago,
We know these two clubs have scored a lot of points. They have shot the ball sensationally. Now we go to the fourth quarter. How about the fatigue factor, Cotton?
Well, that's what we're going to watch and see if the field goal percentages continue to stay way over 50% as they have for this ball game. We'll watch and see if they still have it in their legs to be able to do it.
Well, there have been 3 playoff series. The Suns have won the previous 2 against Golden State. And the Suns have the basketball to start this fourth quarter.
Bring a little bit of trivia. This season, the Warriors are 35-1 after they lead at the end of 3 quarters.
And they lead by 1. Marley, a 3-pointer straight away. Shazam! And forget the lead by the Warriors. What a burger. Sends $50 to Suns Charities, and the Suns jump out 109-107. KJ had raced up to come in the ball game, and now Paul Westphal says hang on for a while. Here's Billy Owens over on the right side for Mullen. Mullen 20-footer good. Chris Mullen, what a game he's had, Cotton.
Well, when he gets the ball 20 feet away, it looks like a layup to him.
Game tied, 109-109. 25 points for Mullen. Here's Marley shooting another 3. Suzanne! He did it again.
You know, a lot of people forget that Chris Mullen was on Dream Team 1.
Here's Billy Owens out front, top of the key. Owens moving to his left down. Keeps coming. Takes it into the corner area. Stops the dribble. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now to Sprewell, who's returned to start this fourth quarter. Throws it inside. That's in by Avery Johnson.
Now, there's no need for him to get the layup in the lane. Somebody's got to knock that shot away.
Remember, Sprewell playing with 5 personal fouls. But he's guarding Marley. 112-111, the Suns. Danny Ainge over at 3-point range against Chris Mullen. Goes into Barkley, who's pushed, but Gatling gets away with that. Barkley handles the ball. Starts to move back on Gatling. Keeps coming. Now falls back. Puts the shot up and in. Off the glass from 16. He got it. This is his NBA playoff career high, 45 points.
And he's just smiling all the way down the court. He's loving it.
114-111 the Suns. Now the pressure starts to build up on this Warrior team a little bit to keep up the scoring pace. Billy Owens posting up. Suns double team. Owens can't get a shot off. Gets it in low to Gatling. He's going to be fouled. Gatling fouled on the play.
Number 34.
Barkley's called for the foul. Charles Barkley called for the personal foul.
Well, Charles, as we say, he's been unbelievable offensively tonight. He's made everything. That last shot that gave him a record 45 points for playoff was a line drive off the glass.
Here is Gatling at the free throw line. He'll get the first of 2. Gatling, 6'10", 230-pounder, a third-year pro from Old Dominion. He steps away from the line, and he'll get the basketball back from the official. We're just into the fourth quarter. Not quite 2 minutes into the period. 10:05 remaining in the ball game. You just wonder 2 things. What club's offense is going to collapse, or what team's defense is going to come up with some stops?
Well, you hope it's going to be the Suns. Offensively, you hope it's going to be the Warriors that collapse. And defense will play a role in this fourth quarter to who wins the ball game.
Here's Gatling for that second free throw. It is not going to go. A.C. Green with the rebound, and the Suns with a 2-point lead. Back it goes to Dan Marley. Marley's just knocked down back-to-back 3-pointers. He takes it into the lane. He keeps coming. He goes to the hoop and scores. He pulled it that time.
And he did. They thought he was going to pass that ball off to Barkley.
21 points for Thunder Dan. 116-112 Suns. Here's Sprewell right side. Ainge playing him right down. Sprewell with the fake. He pulls back. 20-footer. No good. Rebound belongs to A.C. Green. Gives it right back to Dan Marley. Now the Suns want to start to try and control the tempo if they can. Marley breaks through again. Puts it up and scores it. And Dan Marley, what a start he's off to here.
And Don Nelson says, no, I'm not expecting Marley to take it to the hoop that way. I think I'll take a 20-second timeout, and we'll talk about it during the 20.
Already 10 points for Dan Marley on 2 threes and a couple of other hoops. He now has 23 points in the ball game. And the Suns have built a 118-112 lead. This 6-point lead is their biggest of the night, Cotton.
It certainly is. And now, again, you're going to see what the Warriors have to come back. They're going to bring it back, bring it tough. They've signaled a 20-second timeout.
Well, we're going to take a full timeout. We'll be back right after this full timeout.
In 50 years, KFC has never changed the Colonel's chicken. Something that good isn't so easy to improve on, but we found a way. So
Al McCoy, Cotton Fitzsimmons with you. Dan Marley has scored a quick 10 here early in the fourth quarter. 2 3-pointers. Another 2 hoops on drives to the basket. And he now has a total of 23 points. He's really broken out here in the first couple of minutes of this fourth quarter.
Well, and taking the ball to the basket, you know, once you make a 3, they have to get up on you. And I'm just delighted to see Marley take it to the hoop because they expect him to take nothing but 3.
Well, the Suns are 5 for 5 from the field so far in this quarter. KJ remains on the bench. Frank Johnson remains on the floor. And Golden State with the basketball. 9 minutes, 26 seconds left in the game.
Well, Suns want to stop right here and try to build that lead to 8 points.
And they want to play some defense as the Warriors come down with Mullen handling it out front. Barkley will come out on him defensively in a switch. They throw it inside. Marley knocks it away. Good, quick defensive hands by Marley. Over to Haynes, back to Frank Johnson. Marley had some great plays in the fourth quarter of game 2, as you'll recall. Now Haynes at 3-point range. Sprewell plays him to go to Barkley. He's got a 16-footer, and he buries it. And the Suns have their biggest lead, 120-112.
And you just want to keep building on it because you know the Warriors can score, but you can hurt their confidence level right here with another stop.
Definitely can. Mullen to Gatling. Gatling drives, scores, count it, and he's fouled by Haynes.
There went the confidence level because they couldn't stop him. Another crisp Mullen, smart give and go play. He forced help to him. Once Gatling's man came to him, Gatling rolled to the basket. Barkley came out. Gatling went right to the hole. Haynes stepped over to help, fouled him hard, but he still made it.
Byron Houston is in for the Warriors, and the Suns come back with Cedric Sabanos and Kevin Johnson now. As Gatling will try and wrap up a 3-point play. And he does it. It is 120-115. The Suns lead it. Dan Marley handling the basketball up front in the offensive zone for the Suns against the Warriors veteran Chris Mullen. The lob goes to Barkley. Byron Houston playing him defensively. Barkley backing into the lane. Barkley turns. Here's the fadeaway. Not going to go. Rebound. Gatling has it for Golden State off to Sprewell on the left side. Sprewell working, feeds Mullen in front. Mullen starts the drive, gets behind an Owens screen. He's back at 3-point range. Cross court for Sprewell. Sprewell double team. Now to Houston. Knocked down by A.C. Green. It's another steal. Give it to Barkley. Barkley to Green. He goes in for a wham! Bam! Slam!
Sprewell couldn't afford to take a foul. He already has 5. That would have put him out of the ballgame.
That's right. 122-115 the Suns. Billy Owens out front. Right side it goes to Gatling at the baseline to Mullen. 16-footer by Mullen. Good. Chris Mullen.
I don't believe he'd be the guy that want to leave open, and they did that time.
Mullen, 27 points. Mullen, 10 of 13 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line. What a game we're seeing offensively with these two teams. Barkley with a spin move, reverse layup, good count, and he's fouled. Barkley's fouled by Houston. Barkley with 49 points in the basketball game.
And the Warriors continue to say, hey, if we're going to win the game, guys, we're going to have to outscore them because we haven't figured out a way to stop these Suns all night. So they're going to have to just try to outscore the Suns. They haven't been able to stop them. That was a Charles Barkley spin move on the baseline and what I call the up and under shot using the cylinder against the defender.
And he goes to the free throw line. Good. He has 50 points in the ball game. 50 points in the ball game. In his playoff career highs, he surpassed 125-117. Phoenix leading by 8 again. Here's Weber over on the right side. Barkley defends against him. Weber wants to go in low. He's got Sprewell, who waits and scores. Sprewell with the layup underneath.
Sprewell worked hard that time. Got KJ on his back, and he was hoping for the easy one.
He showed good patience, and it paid off for Latrell Sprewell. 125-119 the Sound. Barkley baseline has Weber on him. He's used the dribble. Now he's going to put the shot up, but wait, we're going to have a foul called away from the ball on Houston. Houston's called for the foul, and that's his 5th personal.
I'm sure what he was doing was trying to keep AC Green off that offensive board. Green thought Barkley was going to take another shot.
Marley inbounds the ball out on top to Barkley. He bounces it right back into the hands of Kevin Johnson. KJ to the left side on the perimeter. Here's the drive. Gets inside Sprewell. Feeds it out to Barkley. And quite a bit of time. 13 seconds on the shot clock. To AC Green. Further out to Marley. Marley against Mullen. 6 seconds. Marley will drive. Marley's going to be fouled as he takes it into the lane area. Foul is on Chris Mullen of Golden State.
One thing Marley did again that time. A lot of times he backs up for 3. This quarter he's taking it to the hoop.
Full timeout by Golden State with 6 minutes and 41 seconds left in the ball game. The Suns lead 125-119. Back after the full timeout.
Prefer the taste of Whataburger.
We gonna have it from there.
You go ahead then, you big old pimp. I got you, baby. Ain't nothing, it's all good.
Lots from Fiesta Mall in Mesa.
You tell him, KJ.
Well, with the NBA playoffs underway, want to remind you about the Charles Barkley All-Star Basketball Camp. Sir Charles and Coach Chuck Daly. It'll be at Gilbert High School this year for boys and girls ages 8 through 17. July 18th through the 21st. You can pick up your entry blank at any Sports Authority store in the Valley or the Phoenix Suns office. Well, Barkley is the 14th player in NBA history to score 50 points in a playoff game. 50 points for Barkley. 6 minutes and 41 seconds left in this one. And the Suns with the 125-119 lead. A Suns victory, and the Warriors are eliminated. If the Warriors can come back and win, we'll have game 4 here on Friday.
Warriors are wondering what happened to them. They're up by 1 at the period. They've made 5 out of 6 shots, 83% in this period. But the Suns have made 8 out of 9 for 89%. The Warriors turned it over twice. It cost them 4 points. The Suns haven't turned it over yet.
Marley at the free throw line. His first attempt will spin around and come off. No good. He'll have one more try. Dan Marley having a strong 4th quarter. He has 23 points, 10 in the period, and give him another one. The next free throw is good. It's 126-119. The Suns lead it. Now the Suns come back defensively with Barkley, Sabatos, Marley, Kevin Johnson, and AC Green. Sprewell, the 6'5" guard from Alabama in his 2nd year. Moves it over to Billy Owens. Owens standing just inside the 3-point line. Back out to Chris Mullen. A 3-pointer's on the way. Good. That was a long 3-pointer.
That play that time with Byron Houston putting his body on Marley. Cedric Sabatos didn't step out.
126-122 Phoenix. And again, the sellout crowd comes alive. In the corner, Marley for 3. In and out, didn't get it. Rebound, Byron Houston. Off to Sprewell. Suns need a stop defensively here. Sprewell to Mullen again. Mullen waits, goes to Weber, back to Mullen over on the left. Mullen starting to take charge. Out to Billy Owens. He's got a 14-foot jump shot, but it won't fall. Rebound to Barkley. That's his 14th rebound. He will bounce it back to KJ. 5 minutes plus remaining here in the ball game in the 4th quarter in Oakland. Kevin Johnson left side. Sprewell defends. The ball goes to Barkley against Weber. Barkley now wants to back down. 6 seconds. Moves it to baseline. Fade away 15-footer. Good. A beautiful fall away. Fade away shot. And that is 52 points for Barkley.
I have nothing to say on that shot.
Oh, wow. Sprewell out at 3-point range for Golden State. Covered by Marley right now. Out of Weber up top of the key. Handed back to Sprewell. Sprewell starts to drive right side. The ball's knocked away by Marley. It goes out of bounds. Golden State will play it. The Suns lead 128-122. Now Keith Jennings will come in. Houston will come out for Golden State.
And only 6 seconds on the Golden State 24-second timer. Suns need some real tough defense on the out of bounds.
Sprewell's going to inbound the ball almost in the corner. He waits. Goes into Weber, back to Sprewell. Sprewell drives the baseline, throws up a 20-footer and got it. Boy, that was a tough shot.
He was falling out of bounds like Barkley was. Great
Tough shot. 128-124, the Suns. Kevin Johnson angle left side, double team, gets the ball to Marley. Marley on the perimeter, moving against Mullen. Feeds it back to KJ. Mullen switches to take KJ over to Green. Green has about an 18-footer, overshoots it. And Weber rebounds just a missed shot. Up to Jennings. Jennings right side. Spins, feeds it back to Sprewell. A three-point try, no good. Long rebound. It'll go out of bounds to Phoenix with 4 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Suns will take a full timeout with a scoreboard showing the Suns 128, Golden State 124. Back after these messages.
Ladies.
Well, looking on from the audience here tonight, the Suns Hall of Famer Connie Hawkins, he loved the first half. I saw him at halftime. He loved all that scoring. Well, I do want to remind you that fourth annual Fast Break Fantasy Basketball Camp with Cotton and Kurt Rambis still has a few spots available. You'll want to call 514-TAHOE to get all the info. It comes up July 5th up in beautiful Lake Tahoe.
And I think we're going to install the fast break offense at that camp after watching this ball game tonight, Al. 514-TAHOE.
Well, Charles Barkley, breaking playoff records, has his own personal all-time scoring high, 52 points. 47 points was his previous single-game scoring high in a regular season. 4 minutes, 33 seconds left in this game. Suns have possession. Golden State full court defensive pressure. The inbound pass comes to Marley, ahead to Green. Green breaks down the right side. Now he's going to wait for his teammates to join him at the offensive end. Pass comes to Sabatos. Sabatos over on the angle left, goes to Barkley. Barkley against Weber now. Shot clock down at 10. Barkley fakes. Here's the Barkley drive. Here's the fadeaway. It goes around and in. 54 points for Barkley. A 10-footer cutting across the lane.
Well, now Suns need that good, tough defense these last 4 minutes of play.
130-124. The Suns lead it. The drive by Sprewell. He's covered. Out to Jennings. His bounce pass inside, deflected away. Golden State has 11 seconds on the shot clock and the basketball.
And I think you'll see better defense this time by the Suns. They're really putting some pressure on the Warriors.
Into Jennings, back to Sprewell, low on the right side. Weber trying to back down. Weber waiting, has the ball knocked away by Sabatos. He tries to save it. The official says he just went out of bounds, but there's 3 seconds on the shot clock for Golden State.
Again, Suns need to really tighten up. Nothing easy for the Warriors here.
Warriors, 3 seconds. Here's the lob. It's tipped, won't go. Grabbed on the miss by Marley. Mullins tried to throw it up from out of bounds. Didn't work. Marley walks the ball down the left side. Cross-court pass to KJ. Kevin Johnson out of three-point range. Played by Keith Jennings, the little 5'6" guard for Golden State. Now they want to trap and double-team KJ. He'll go to Marley. He'll shoot a 3. Not going to get it off the back of the rim. Rebounded Billy Owens. To Jennings. Breaks quickly up court. Pass on the left side. It's Mullen. His shot from 18. No good. Tip up Weber won't go. Goes out of bounds off Weber. Suns will have the basketball. 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. It is a 6-point Phoenix lead. Now the ball is inbounded, and we're going to get a foul called on Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, Mike Mathis came up with a phantom call. Says he hit him in the face as he got ready to go down the court. That's unbelievable. I can't believe Kevin would even do that because he needed possession of the basketball.
Well, that's going to be a break for the Warriors as they'll have possession in their front court. They go in low quickly to Weber. Weber backing in on Barkley. Weber throws it out on top for a three-point try by Jennings, and he hit it. Wow.
They went down there to double team, and that cost them.
Now it's a 3-point Phoenix lead. 3 minutes left in the game. Kevin Johnson on the right side. That was Keith Jennings that hit that super shot. KJ on the drive. He'll be fouled by Jennings. That'll be 14 fouls on Golden State.
So with the 2:53 left, from now on, the Suns will be shooting free throws, which will be very important coming down the line.
So the Suns with a full 24 seconds on the shot clock. Don Nelson looking on. Paul Westphal looking on. The two coaches of these ball clubs. Inbound pass comes to Kevin Johnson in the far corner. KJ low for Sabatos. Sabatos tries to break loose. Here's his shot. Won't get it. Rebound. Sabatos. Sprewell. Out of bounds off the Suns. Warriors possession. Now Jennings. pushing it up quickly. Loses the ball. Ceballos goes for it, and he's going to be fouled by Jennings. That'll send Ceballos to the line, and the Suns get a break there.
They certainly did. Jennings picked up his dribble, and he knew he couldn't touch it, so he just left it on the floor. But once he saw Ceballos try to pick it up, he had to do something about that.
Yep.
So he reached in and fouled Ceballos. That's better than the double dribble if Sid can hit these free throws.
2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the ball game. The Warriors battling for their playoff lives. The Suns trying to wrap it up. Ceballos from the free throw line, no good. He'll have another try.
Well, Sid has missed the layup and now missed the free throw. He needs to make this to give the Suns a 4-point edge.
Ceballos takes a little extra time. This free throw is good. 131, 127 Phoenix. Here's Jennings. He handles the ball for Golden State. Jennings out at three-point range where he knocked one down a moment ago to Owens. Down to Sprewell. Sprewell, the post-up move. The turnaround 14-footer good. Oh, great play by Latrell Sprewell. And it is 131 to 129. A 2-point Phoenix lead. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the ball game. Kevin Johnson, covered by Jennings, moves to the right side, stops, goes to the floor, and calls a timeout. There's 11 seconds. It's going to be a 20-second timeout. Well, KJ had no place to go. Fortunately, he alertly called the timeout, the 20-second timeout.
Suns are probably one of the better teams in the league. Westy has them well coached on this maneuver. When it looks like they're going to get a jump ball, they'll call that timeout first, whether it be on the floor or whether they're sailing out of bounds. Now, the Suns have only made 2 team fouls in the period. They still have a foul to give. The Warriors are in foul trouble. They cannot afford to foul the Suns, or the Suns will shoot the bonus.
Both clubs with 3 full timeouts remaining, if you're wondering about that. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the ball game. The Suns holding on to a 2-point lead, 131, 129. They have the ball with 11 seconds now to get a shot off. Kevin Johnson will inbound over on the far side of the court. Let's see what they set up during the timeout. KJ waiting, gets the ball to Barkley. Barkley against Weber, but he's quite a ways out on the right side. Now he drives the baseline in underneath, reverse layup, good. Oh, what a play by Barkley.
Made a great shot and got fouled. Told the official they got fouled, but they let it go.
56 points for Barkley. Jennings on the right side comes back. Under 2 minutes left in the game. Can the Suns hang on? They lead 133-129. Jennings over to Billy Owens at three-point range. The bounce pass goes to Sprewell. Wants to post up. Here's the turnaround. It's short. Ceballos with the rebound for the Suns to KJ. He'll spin away from Sprewell. 1 minute 40 seconds left in the game. Warriors battling for their playoff lives. Suns trying to wrap it up. Out it comes to Marley. Marley at three-point range. Here's the lob over to Barkley. Barkley goes to AC Green. He's got the shot. He scores it. And the Warriors take a timeout with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the ball game. On the score, the Suns 135, the Warriors 129. Back after the timeout.
Is at a theater near you.
We've got 1.5 minutes to go in the game. The Suns lead by 6. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Suns Basketball Network.
You're watching Phoenix Suns basketball on KUTP TV 45 Phoenix.
If you're wondering about the Houston-Portland series, it'll continue on Friday. With Houston leading 2-1, it'll be at Portland. Golden State with the ball. They'll inbound at midcourt. Mullen will toss it in from out of bounds. Look out for the three-point try to go to Sprewell. Sprewell looks in underneath. Knocked down and picked off. And with AC Green made the plays. He deflected to Ceballos. Suns have the steal. Back to KJ. 1:18 left in the game. KJ over to Marley. Back to KJ. Dozen seconds on the shot clock. 1:11 left in the game. Over to Marley. 8 seconds on the clock. Marley starts the drive. He's going to force up a 16-footer that won't go. Rebound, Ceballos scores. That could be the icing on the cake. 137-129, an 8-point lead with 1 minute to go. Here's Chris Webber out front. Gets the ball to Chris Mullen. Mullen now starts to break through. He's going to get the shot, but it won't fall. Rebound is up, won't go by Webber. Owens has it. Owens follows and scores it. 47 seconds to go. Full court pressure for the Warriors. 137-131. The Suns KJ finally crosses the time stripe, and he's fouled by Keith Jennings with 41 seconds remaining in the ball game. Don't forget, hope you're making those summer vacation plans to join us for our son's Charity Cruise 94. Myself, Danny Ainge, Mark West, the Gorilla, and the Big Red Boat, August 13th through the 21st to the Bahamas and Disney World. Get all the info by calling 266-7300. 266-7300. And KJ to the line. KJ at the free throw line.
And the Warrior fans start to leave. They've seen the Warriors battle valiantly, but so far they've come up short. You don't want to miss these free throws. Down the stretch, you're up by 6. KJ needs to make this to make it 7.
Well, he missed the first one.
So the threes will not hurt you.
Here's the next free throw. That's good. And it is 138-131. Suns lead. And we're going to get a full timeout call by Golden State. Back to report the final 41 seconds of this playoff game right after these messages.
Announcing
Toyota said in 19...
Just blocks from Fiesta Mall in Mesa.
You tell him, KJ.
Attention fans, if the Suns hang on for the final 41 seconds, tickets will go on sale for the 2 home games, the first 2 home games of the next series. They'll go on sale Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, telephone orders only. At the Suns ticket office, 379-7867 at Dillard, 678-2222. Suns lead, 138-131. Warriors ball. It's into Weber. Weber waiting. They need a 3. Weber waiting. Now he can't get it. Now he throws it out on top. It's Sprewell driving underneath the Billy Owens. It's knocked away, and A.C. Green comes up with the ball. Green has it, and they finally fouled him with 28 seconds remaining to be played. Billy Owens will pick up the foul. Again, if the Suns hang on to win, we don't know when those first 2 games will be in the next series at America West Arena. It would depend on whether Portland or Houston wins, of course. But again, tickets will go on sale Saturday morning, starting at 8 o'clock. Telephone orders only.
You know, we've talked a lot about offense tonight, Al. But let's talk a little about A.C. Green again. Another solid performance. Good defense, as well as helping Barkley on those boards.
Well, he has 15 points, and he has 8 rebounds. And he's at the free throw line now. And he's going to miss. Suns have faltered from the free throw stripe in the last few minutes, but they've done so many other things right. We're not going to complain. Here comes Charles Barkley out. 56 points in the ball game. His individual career high. Gets a hug from KJ Marley. Big win for the Suns here. Big game for Charles Barkley. Paul Westphal comes over and raises Barkley's hand like a fighter to the crowd. Says, hey, give him a hand here. A.C. Green gets the next free throw. It's 139-131. This one's in the old deep freeze. Suns have won 3 straight. They'll let Jennings drive to the hoop and score. Now with 24 seconds remaining. They got to get the ball in from out of bounds. They will to KJ. He'll bounce it back to Green. Out it comes to Ainge. Ainge over to KJ. They move it around. Here's the pass. It's kicked away. So they'll reset the shot clock, but there's only 17 seconds left in the game. So the Suns will sweep the Warriors in 3 games and wait for the winner of the Houston-Portland series.
And here comes Frank Johnson for KJ. He didn't score like he'd been scoring, but he ran the show all night long.
18 points, 12 assists for Kevin Johnson. Great shooting. 5 of 9 from the field, 8 of 9 free throws. Marley can't get the ball in from out of bounds. Now he's going to call a timeout. They don't have a 20. So they'll take the full timeout. Let's take it. Take a breather here and be back with the last 17 seconds after these very important messages.
Phoenix is not about to do that this year.
John.
Gonna twist my head off.
Well, the Golden State Warriors had a great series. They battled right down to the wire. They had a 50-win season, and they certainly gave the Suns a real battle in these 3 games.
They certainly did, but the Suns had too many weapons for them, and they just couldn't overcome The great offensive show the Suns put on tonight.
The inbound to Frank Johnson, who's fouled immediately by Jennings. That took about half a second off the clock. 16.8 seconds remaining.
If I'm the coach of the Warriors and my team scores 133 against the Phoenix Suns, I expect to win the ball game. But not tonight for Don Nelson.
Well, you don't expect Charles Barkley to score 56 points.
Well, I don't know. Chuck's pretty tough. He's always tough on me when I coach the game.
Frank Johnson misses the free throw. I'm glad they don't have to make any of these free throws here in the last 5 minutes, Cotton.
Well, I am too. I'd like for him to make one here so it'd be a 7-point lead instead of 6.
He makes one. And it is a 7-point lead. 16 seconds to go. They inbound to Jennings in backcourt. Pete Jennings comes up on the dribble. He stops, feeds it out to River. Shoots the three, won't get it. The long rebound. Sprewell saves it. He fires from three-point range, won't get it. 6 seconds to go. Marley with the rebound. The Suns will win and move into the Western Conference semifinals. It is all over. All over. Here's the final score. The Phoenix Suns 140. The Golden State Warriors 133. We'll be right back.
See you next year. So the Suns are in, sweeping the Golden State Warriors. They will await the outcome of that Houston-Portland series to see who they play next. Seattle up 2-1 on the Nuggets, and Utah up 2-1 on the Utah Jazz. Final score once again 140 to 133. Our Budweiser player of the game, not much doubt about it tonight, Charles Barkley. Third best scoring performance in NBA playoff history. 56 points, 23 of 31 from the field, 14 rebounds. He's our Budweiser player of the game. And Charles, you were telling us before the game tonight that you were determined to come out here and take care of business starting in the first quarter, and you certainly did. 27 points in the first quarter.
Well, they made up their mind that they were not going to double me. And I told Doug before the game, if they don't double me, I'm going to have a good night. And they refused to double. And I was very fortunate. I made all my jumpers. If I'm not making that little jumper 12, 15, I was benefiting them. But as long as I'm making those little jumpers, I felt very good tonight.
You know, Charles, I said during the telecast that in talking to you before the game, really a long, lanky player can give you problems, but only Chris Webber has that kind of size. I think they were afraid to put him on you to get him in foul trouble, so I don't think you really had any respect in terms of that those guys could block your shot around the basket.
If a guy is not 6'10" with long arms, I think I can score on him every time if they don't double me, because my very few players, Kevin McHale, Elton Campbell, those kind of guys that really give me a Harvey Grant, they really give me trouble. But these guys, they went small and big and had big power players against me.
I thought it was a real critical play, too. You stepped up and set a screen on Sprewell in the first half. Fourth foul really took him out of the game the rest of the way.
Well, it was a tough matchup this series. I think he didn't have a great series shooting because he's used so much.
140, 133, Suns win, eliminate the Warriors, and our Budweiser player of the game, well, I'll give you a couple guesses, and the first two don't count. Tremendous game by Charles Barkley, 56 points, 14 rebounds, our Budweiser player of the game.
And 23 field goals out of 31, 3 for 3 from the three-point area, made his first 11 shots of the game, missed the 12th one, went back and got it, put it in. I think that set the tone for the Suns here tonight.
Stay with us for our post-game coverage, okay? For Cotton Fitzsimmons, I'm Al McCoy. Scott Geyer directs our simulcast thanks to our fine crew. Here in Oakland, the final score again, the Suns win at Phoenix 140, the Golden State Warriors 133.
For about
he will on the front nine.
Congratulations to Charles Barkley. He's tonight's Budweiser player of the game, and Budweiser will donate $1,000 on behalf of Charles to the United Negro College Fund. Now let's send it back to our TNT studios in Atlanta with Ernie Johnson.
All right, thank you very much, Pete. All the highlights coming your way with Inside the NBA.
Wednesday and Saturday. Boy, this game's really paying off. Arizona Powerball. Why not play today?
Phoenix Suns basketball has been brought to you by Southwest Airlines with frequent flights and low everyday fares. Flying Southwest is just plain smart. By the Arizona Lottery. Want to win? Got to play. By Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you friends know when to say when. By Bank of America, making full-service banking convenient. Banking on America, Bank of America. By Big O Tires. By Montgomery Ward, where things are changing. By your Greater Phoenix Ford dealers. And by Champion Sportswear. It takes a little more to make a champion. Phoenix Suns basketball is a presentation of the Phoenix Suns and KUTP TV 45. Cops. Weeknights at 6:30 on TV 45. Suns in the Post is brought to you by KUTP TV 45.
And welcome back to our Channel 45 studios. I'm Tom Leander, along with Sean Elliott of the Detroit Pistons, who is joining us as our post-game analyst. Sean, your thoughts on tonight's game and the Suns' sweep of the Golden State Warriors?
Not a lot of defense in this game, but one thing that I've been saying all along is that the Suns are real strong, and I just think this is a testament to how strong they are, because I couldn't think of another team in the NBA that could sweep Golden State.
That first quarter, I think we both sat here stunned as we watched Charles go for 27. Amazing.
He was sleeping early on, but then he kind of slipped into a coma somewhere there in the end of the first quarter. He was going crazy.
Great. We'll talk more about the game, but first let's head back to Oakland, where we rejoin Al McCoy. Al?
Okay, Tom, thank you very much. 27 points in the first quarter, 38 at halftime, a new NBA playoff record for most points in a half, 56 in a game. Charles, you've had so many fantastic games and so many up moments throughout your career, but I think this is one game you might remember for a while. Congratulations. Thrilling ball game.
We played tremendous tonight. I was feeling good with my shot. I made a lot of shots, and that was a big difference. But I think the last game 5, games 5 against San Antonio, game 5 against Seattle last year, and game 7 against Seattle, probably the 3 biggest games because they were further advanced in the playoffs. But it was a good win tonight, and we expected to win the first round, so we can't get pumped. We're glad it's over with because nobody got hurt and we're in good shape. But the most important thing, we just want to come here and win and get it over.
Well, it was such a great game to watch. And you have to give Golden State credit. They came out and battled in all 3 games, and they're a tremendous offensive ball club.
We felt like they bet their best shot to beat us in game 1. We said that after game 1. And game 2 was a lot easier for us. You know, they hung up. We got the 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, and that was the difference. Tonight, we felt like if we could keep it close, we would have an advantage. They were going to start feeling pressure, you know, because every shot they were taking was close to the end of the season. We had that leeway, or we could miss some shots, and we had 2 more games to play with. So if we felt like we could keep it close, we would have an advantage.
I thought I was going to have to get a seatbelt for Cotton Fitzsimmons, or he was going to come out on the floor. He was a little excited tonight.
I was really excited tonight. Chuck, you must have...
when you get your age, you better not be getting excited.
You're right about that. But, Chuck, you must have want to go home tomorrow or something. Nothing planned here, I guess, for tomorrow.
I only bought 1 pair of underwear, Cotton.
So we got to go home.
And I'm not like you. I don't wear the same underwear like 2 or 3 days in a row. But only bought 1 pair. I'm ready to go.
What did Westy say at halftime? Such a big score, tight ball game. What did he say to you as far as going out in the third quarter?
Well, he said, obviously, our defense got to get better. And we weren't really concerned about that because we were dead even with them. So we felt like we picked up our defense a little bit. Our offense always going to take care of itself.
But we did play some pretty good defense, able to run out on them. Your buddy A.C. Green always comes off the bench, gives you help on the boards. Also, I thought Dan Marley started the fourth quarter, was really strong, helped us get the lead.
Dan made, I think, 2 big threes, got us the lead, and he had a couple other big baskets. But Dan played a great fourth quarter, and that got us off to a good start.
Now, will there be a hard practice tomorrow afternoon when we get back?
If it's at Phoenix Country Club, baby, that's the only way we go practice hard. We play golf tomorrow.
Charles, there was a lot written and talked about the trash talking, the taunting in the first 2 games. We didn't have that in this game tonight.
Well, number one, the players got to be careful about fighting. Taunting is part of the game. You know, the media, there are a lot of idiots. They want to blame everything problem in society on basketball players talking trash and a fight breaking out every now and then. That problem starts at home. Let's stop blaming other people. Trash talking and fights been part of sports forever, being brawls and everything. But the bottom line is parents got to do a better job teaching their kids right from wrong, Hey, talking is part of the game. Just hope it don't get violent.
Houston and Portland, their series resumes on Friday night.
Hopefully Portland can win one more, and that gives a couple more days rest.
No question about it. This is step one, but it's a nice first step to get by Golden State.
We're not overly excited because we expected to win.
Okay, great ball game, Charles. Thanks for the thrills tonight. 56 points for Barkley. The Suns win it. Cotton and I will be back with some final comments right after these messages.
Some Arizona families
said last year for New Jersey they got sweeped.
Yeah.
The grammar teachers don't like it, but it gets the point across. We'll talk more about that game and the other games in just a few moments. But right now we want to tell you about what happened this evening. It's been a long year for NBA players, you know that. Summer camps, 82 regular season games, and the playoffs. The only thing that a club wants to do, and the only say it has in altering the schedule just a little bit, comes in the postseason. If you get a chance to sweep somebody in the first round, then by cracky, you had better do it and get all the rest you can possibly get for the next heat. Now, the New York Knicks had such a chance tonight, although...
The Suns defeat the Golden State Warriors 140-133. They win the series in 3 straight games and now advance to the Western Conference semifinals, again against the winner of the Houston-Portland series. Statistics, well, there were a lot of them to pass along in this ball game tonight, Cotton, that's for sure. Shooting-wise, both clubs were sensational shooting, and they wound up 50% for the Warriors, 57% for the Suns.
And a ton of field goals, Al. 55 field goals in a game, 54 in a game. Just outstanding. And you also got to say the Suns and Warriors shot their free throws well here tonight. There weren't a lot of turnovers when you figure it this fast a ball game, Al. This is the fastest ball game we had all year as far as going up and down. I don't think we'll see another offensive show in the playoffs like we saw tonight.
No way. Suns said the rebounding edge by 10. Individually, of course, our guest Charles Barkley, his NBA career high, 56 points. He had 38 at halftime. That was an NBA playoff record for most points in a half. Just did a sensational job. You have to credit Golden State again. They competed, I thought, very strong in all 3 games, and tonight they had 30 points from Chris Mullin. And these last 2 games, Mullin, the veteran, was, I thought, just sensational.
And I think one thing hurt them. They made a lot of fouls early in the ball game, especially Sprewell. Sprewell wasn't able to stay on the court. He had to sit down. When he came back in, it was too late to pull the Warriors out.
I want to remind you that our guests receive a nice gift from Roy Edwards Warehouse in Phoenix. He has a complete line of RCA products located at 3230 East Washington. Want to pass that along and thank Roy Edwards and all of his friends for that. And I want to remind you that playoff tickets for the first 2 games in the next round will go on sale in Phoenix Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Telephone orders only. The Suns ticket office is 379-7867. Dillard's box office is 678-2222. And that's just about the story of quite an evening of NBA playoff basketball.
It was an exciting game, entertaining game. Let's look forward to the next series.
Final again, 140-133. The Suns win and move on to the next round of the Western Conference NBA playoffs. That'll do it here from Oakland's Coliseum. For Cotton Fitzsimmons and yours truly, Al McCoy. There's a lot more post-game coverage coming up, so stay with us right here on the Suns Basketball Network.
All right, thanks, Al, and welcome back to our Channel 45 studios. Tom Leander along with Sean Elliott.
That was a huge block right there. You just don't see big men, get off the floor like that.
So they go to overtime. The Nets were up 1, and John Starks, with a chance to win it, he had an open shot.
Yeah, but he didn't have a lot of time to shoot it. It doesn't surprise me that he missed that one.
So the final, the Nets stay alive in this series, winning it 93-92 in overtime over the Knicks. But New York still, with that 2-1 series lead, is New York still the team to beat in that series?
Well, before that series started, everybody said that New Jersey wanted New York because they owned them in the regular season. But this is the playoffs, and I think New York, they really came to play. They won the first 2. They really should have won that game tonight. Hopefully they'll come back a couple more days and close the series out.
All right, we're going to take a break on In the Post along with Sean Elliott. We'll be back to look back at that Suns big win. Charles, 56 points tonight, so keep it right here. Transportation for some of our post-game guests provided by Coachman Limousines. Coachman Limousines can provide first-class service and world-class style in their new 28-foot black custom 10-passenger limousine. Call 265-4667 for the best limousine service in town. And welcome back to Suns in the Post. Tom Leander along with Sean Elliott. The Suns winning it 140-133. Sean, I think before this game started, a lot of people felt that the young, emotional Warriors might give the Suns quite a run tonight, and they did. But I don't know if they wanted to really get in a running game like what happened.
Yeah, you want to play the Lakers style of game like they played last year in the playoffs and kind of make it a half-court game. You don't want to get in a situation where they're going up and down, because, I mean, Phoenix is too good at that.
Are you ready for this? We're going to go through the highlights, and there are a lot of them. Start with the first quarter. Kevin Johnson before the game, and this afternoon named to Dream Team 2. There he is warming up. He, of course, replacing Tim Hardaway and Isaiah Thomas. Chris Webber getting a little hardware, Rookie of the Year. You like that choice?
Oh, that's a good choice. You could have gone either way. Anthony Hardaway had a great year as well.
Latrell Sprewell for 3. Both teams red hot. How do you stop KJ? Maybe this is one way. Throw him to the floor.
Yeah, try to knock him out physically.
Webber can do it all. Look at the passing ability.
Yeah, not only can he, go inside and score, but he's a great passer. That's what everybody's been complimenting him on.
17-14, Golden State with the lead, and then Charles starts to show off. The three-pointer, and then the follow jam. He was in what you guys call the zone.
Yeah, he was pass unconscious there. He started getting a little coma, and then he got one after he hit that other three.
And look at the fresh legs getting up on the follow tip. They were tied at 42 after the first quarter. Charles with 27 in that first period. Then he finally misses a shot. He was 11 for 11 in the first quarter, but that's what makes him so great. A guy like that, a guy that size rebounding like that.
Yeah, when you see an effort like that, and then you have to wonder why Charles sat out so many games. He was just resting.
This is money time. Chris Mullin, though, great touch from the outside, hits the three. Sabalos off the break, one of the best finishers in the NBA.
If not the best finisher. And KJ makes some great passes to Cedric.
Avery Johnson, one of your former teammates with the Spurs, coming up with a good defensive play here. I think Don Nelson was trying to shake up his team, get a little quickness in there, and he gets it off to Mullin, who stops and hits another three.
And Avery's a little spark plug, and when he's in the open court like that, he usually finds guys that are spotting up like Mullin.
Westy, I think the teeth are clean. Doesn't need to go see the dentist. 74-73, Suns with the lead at the half. Third quarter now. Charles going for the dunk, but it's the pass by Sabalos setting it up.
So you just know everything's right there, because Golden State should have got a fast break basket on the other end. Instead, Barkley's dunking the ball.
Charles can't. Not playing like this.
Not yet.
Kevin Johnson hitting the outside J. They're tied at 89. Then, Oliver, Big O with the breakaway. Suns took a 6-point lead. Billy Owens coming back. Chris Gatling will get the tip. And Golden State had a 1-point lead, 107-106 after 3 periods of play. But you've got to like the Suns' chances going to the fourth quarter in a tight game because of one thing, experience.
They had a lot of playoff experience is what they had out there on the floor in the fourth quarter. They just had too many guys that have been in that situation before. Golden State's a lot younger team. They haven't been there before. Phoenix, those guys have been in championship games, and they're just going to play too well down the stretch.
And those are the pieces to the puzzle that Jerry Colangelo really brought out when he gets AC Green, and you get it, Danny Ainge, guys like that in at money time, and it really pays off. Let's go ahead and look at the fourth quarter highlights now. The Suns again trailing by 1, going to the final period, 107-106. Marley hits the first of 2 consecutive three-pointers, and when Charles is hot and you light it up from outside, how do you stop him?
You can't stop him because you don't have anybody to double team Charles. When you got Marley and Ainge out there on the floor, who's going to come and help on Charles? Nobody. Because Charles is such a good passer, he's going to throw it out to Ainge for a 3 or Marley for a 3.
Charles doing it on defense, too. When he wants to play D, he can. AC knocks it away, and he'll get the payoff from Charles.
And there wasn't a lot of D in this game, but at the end of the game, the Suns got a couple key steals, and that's what put them over the top.
There's the roll past Byron Houston. They tried to put Byron Houston on Charles to slow him down. Didn't really work. 56 points tonight for Charles, his career high. They get the sweep. Charles coming up with a hug of Chris Webber, the Rookie of the Year. He'll have more playoff time ahead of him, but again, the Suns rolling with the sweep, 140-133 tonight. Barkley 56, Marley finished with 24, Chris Mullin leading the way with 30 for the Warriors, and Latrell Sprewell had 27, so the Suns have to have the momentum as they await their next opponent. And how about this rest? They're going to have a few days off.
This is the best thing that could have happened to them. I look at the Houston-Portland series. Portland always plays well in Portland. That could go another couple games, and here's Phoenix resting. And playing against Golden State, too, that's a high-energy game you just saw. And that's going to take a lot out of the players. So to get that extra rest, that's just a huge bonus for them.
And thank goodness Charles is going home with only 1 pair of underwear.
Yeah, that's right.
Sean Elliott also came up with his key plays tonight. Well, let's take a look at those. He picked out 5 of them throughout this ballgame, which were kind of momentum shifters. And when you talk about the first quarter, you talk about Charles. Off-balance 3.
Yeah, like I said, he was sleeping. I didn't mean sleeping like he was he wasn't into the game, and he was falling. He was just getting unconscious, and right there, that's just, I mean, a guy's hitting threes like that, he's pulling them out of nowhere.
Then Latrell Sprewell trying to get his teammates fired up, and Charles was having just a huge game, but Latrell says, I'm not intimidated.
Yeah, I picked this out because Latrell had to go to the bench right after this, and he shouldn't have picked up that cheap foul. He had to go and sit down for a little while, and you need Latrell in the game in this kind of situation.
And they did. They had to bring in Avery Johnson when Latrell got into foul trouble, and that doesn't help their cause. Maybe he lost his cool a little bit there.
Yeah, well, Sprewell's a big scorer, and he's a guy who can try to defend KJ. So, like I said, you need to keep him in the game. You can't have him picking up fouls like that when you're getting ready to get swept.
And here's the other key part of that play, Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, that's the other key part of the play, because KJ stops Barkley, and Charles already had his first technical. And at that point, you know, the referees are trying to stop all this trash talk. It's easy to get a second technical.
Dan Marley, you mentioned him as a big key in this game, because when everybody's keying on Charles, if somebody else can free up and light up like Dan did, then they're in deep trouble.
Right, and he got hot after this three-point play, and sometimes that's what you need to get you going. And he wasn't having a bad game, he was having a good game up until then, but then with that play, it kind of really got him going. He came back, hit a couple threes, hit a off-balance layup, got his game really going.
And here's the three-pointer that you picked out in the fourth quarter. Dan stopping and popping. He hit 2 in a row.
Right, now like I said, the first, that fast break started it, and here he is hitting another three, and he just caught fire.
How about AC Green? This was in the final stages of the game. Could it have been an offensive foul? No call. The veteran gets the call.
Yeah, it could have gone either way, and at that point, they're only up 4, and he hit that basket. Golden State had to call a timeout. They could never regroup from that.
So, great play by AC Green. The Suns win it by 7. We're going to take a break on In the Post. Tom Leander along with Sean Elliott. We'll be back to look at the other Western Conference playoff series right after this.
This is a reminder to check your...
You can't get any closer to the action.
Lay flat on your stomach.
Real officers and real danger. These are the real stories of the Highway Patrol. Weeknights at 10:30 on TV 45.
Welcome back. The Rockets and Blazers going at it. Houston had a 2-0 lead in that series, but the Blazers came back to win one last night, forcing a Game 4. Let's show you those highlights and talk about this series. Of course, the Suns play the winner of this Rockets-Blazers series. Again, Clyde Drexler fading away with the fresh legs, kind of like Charles getting ready during playoff time.
Yeah, when you see Clyde kick his legs like that, he's usually going to make his jumper.
Harvey Grant with the miss, but gets the follow. Good acquisition come playoff time for them.
Yeah, he's struggled this year, but he's added some toughness for him in the playoffs.
I don't know if you can say scoring 36 points you're neutralized, but they did a good job on Hakeem, at least in the latter stages. And then it's Rod Strickland, your former teammate with the Spurs, had a great game last night.
Rod is a tough player, and he's a clutch player. I've never seen a point guard like that come up so big.
Vernon Maxwell hit a couple of big threes to make this game close, but he put up a bad shot there toward the end, and the Blazers hang on to win it 118-105. Houston leads that series 2-1 the next game Friday in Portland. The Jazz and the Spurs. Utah with the spanking last night, and that was somewhat of a surprise, I think, with the way they did it. San Antonio just has not been able to find much offense lately.
They've been struggling. They're going to Dave, and that's basically their whole option on offense. But look at this fast break. You got to give Tyrone Corbin credit for that break, because he ran and he took his man through, and that allowed Karl Malone for an almost layup.
And then it's John Stockton drawing the foul and then hitting the fadeaway. Later, it's Humphreys laying it up to David Benoit, and John Lucas and his Spurs were basically helpless as they go on to lose by 30. The Jazz lead that series 2-1. The next game will be Thursday in Utah between those two teams. John Lucas looking for answers right now, and he may get it in Dennis Rodman. He was suspended for that game, but he will be back for game number 4. Here's Dennis Rodman talking about game 4.
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm not going to go out there and hurt Stockton, Chambers, or Malone. You know, I'm not going to go out there and do it. I'm going to go out there and do what I always do, physical, have a lot of good fun, and hope that we win.
Quite a controversial figure, Dennis Rodman, apparently taking a limo ride with Madonna, but he will be back for Game 4. Jazz lead it 2-1. Also in the other Western Conference playoff series, Seattle and Denver, the Sonics leading that 2-1, but Denver came up with that latest victory in the Mile High City, forcing once again game number 4. They'll go at it tomorrow. We're going to take another break on In the Post, and we'll be right back with Sean Elliott.
What is this? You can't quit the...
Hotel accommodations for our post-game guests provided by the Point Hilton Resort at Tapatio Cliffs.
Welcome back to Suns in the Post. A couple of notes. There's been a change in the bench with Washington. Jim Lynam is the new head coach of the Bullets, previously the general manager of the Sixers and was the head coach of the Clippers, but he takes over the Bullets franchise as their head coach. And KJ was named to Dream Team 2. We mentioned it earlier. And Sean, what are your thoughts on Kevin getting added to that squad?
I think they waited a little too long. I think there's a strong argument for him being on there earlier on, but there's so many good quality point guards in this league that I guess the guys were having a tough time making a decision, but you know, KJ could have been on there a couple votes ago.
And Kevin talked about having second thoughts about being named to Dream Team 2. Here's KJ.
The only person that really didn't want me to accept it or wanted me to really consider it closely was Cotton Fitzsimmons. So when Jerry called me and told me that I was chosen, I in turn called Cotton to get his consent, and he said he had a change in heart, that I should accept it, and about time the committee made sense. He just felt that I should have been on the initial team, and when I wasn't, he thought it was a slap in the organization's face, my face, and maybe even his coaching ability back in those days, because he certainly felt that he had prepared me for that.
So congratulations to Kevin Johnson being named to Dream Team 2 along with Dan Marley. They will be playing in Toronto this summer, but the Suns get the win and the sweep. Tonight, 140 to 133 over the Warriors. Chuck with 56. And we will wait to see who they play in round 2. Again, the winner of that Rockets-Blazers series, and that's when Sean will make his next trip up from Tucson. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
All right, thanks for joining us in the Post. We'll see you, everybody.